Hello everyone, welcome back to Marion's World for the 22nd of December. And yes, it's Sunday. I hadn't realised until I glimpsed a message saying I'd said Happy Wednesday yesterday, and I had to actually go back and watch the video to realise that yes, I had said it. My brain's just, it's collapsing. It's collapsing every day. I have no idea whether I'm coming or going. And yesterday, it's going to be forever. People will be getting confused when I say Wednesday. But there you go. Anyway, I'm putting number 22 up here. And to go with it, I've got, well, number 8 in the days of Christmas. But it's the milkmaid. And she's got her little pans of milk, little buckets of milk. She can go right there. So yeah, sorry about the confusion of yesterday's Happy Wednesday. And believe it or not, I must have watched that video 2 or 3 times as I edited it and saw the footage, and it never once occurred to me that it wasn't Wednesday. So, I don't know, there you go. So today I'm on a bit of a clear up through the rest of the house. I've got the kitchen to clear down and the dining room to make pretty. It's not too bad, but the kitchen needs a good old clear down, ready for the mammoth cooking that will be going on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And I don't know why it's mammoth cooking, because there'll only be me and Wendy and Luke here, so you just get into the way that you do things, though. I think that's the point. So that's what's happening today anyway, a big clear up. And I started to glance through the comments because I haven't been looking at them since just before I went to see Naomi. And I have to say, some of them have been moving me to tears. Oh, thank you so much for everyone who is sending comments to me. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch up on them all. And it's lovely to hear from you, and the amount of support and everything that I've got through this channel is just unbelievable. So thank you everyone for that. And I think that's all I can say today. I'm leaving you with the simplest Christmas cake decoration imaginable, because there's no time left and I've used what I had. So in the true spirit of a Marion's World make, use what you've got, and that's what I've done. So I hope you like it, and if you fancy doing something similar yourself, it's very quick to do and you're not going to need very much. So thanks a lot. Please, press me the like button so the videos continue to get out to people. And I'll see you tomorrow. It's twice more now, and it'll be Christmas. So thanks a lot, everybody. You're all stars. I'm decorating my Christmas cake this morning, and this is so simple, and it's almost embarrassing to make a video out of it, but it's what I've got. I'll also link in what I did with it last year, because in that video I'm explaining how to do proper frosted fruit, and this year I'm just doing Cheats, a super quick version. So with no further ado, so I've already put some marzipan and some royal icing on my cake, and royal icing is just really egg white and icing sugar mixed together, and I usually just add a bit of water and or glycerin to keep it soft, because I don't want it to be super hard. But we prefer the royal icing to the sugar fondant, which is easier. If you want to do rolling out icing, you can just roll it out, but we prefer the royal icing to that. So I'm just going to put that to one side for the minute and prepare my decorations. So first of all, I've got some cranberries and blueberries that I'm going to make look frosty. I've got some rosemary out of the garden, but I think that's easily available in supermarkets and greengrocers and what have you. But I've just, collected some from my herb garden. I've got a bit of silver thread, which I think might be useful. I've got the gold paper of one of those chocolates, Ferrero Rocher chocolates. And I got one given yesterday, which I have obviously eaten, and I cut a bit out trying to practice what I'm about to do. But that's just the gold wrapper of a posh chocolate. So I'm going to make a shooting star with that, and a little 5-pointed star. And if people want to know how to draw a star shape, because you could think, oh well, it's 2 triangles like that, and that would be perfectly fine. But usually 2 triangles, one upside down on another one. Usually a shooting star only has 5 points, not 6 points. And to do that, I'm going to make a big one here. You start off with a mountain that's going to end about at the same point here, if you had a line there. And then you take this point, so you've gone up to the top of the mountain and down again. And then you go off on your hike and you go off to the sideways. Now I realise I'm doing it left-handed, but never mind. So I'm going to go off sideways. I'm going to cut the top of the mountain off and come back down to the point. And you get a nice 5-pointed star. And you can alter them if you want them to be a bit more even, but I'm not bothered about that. I usually just, you know. And then you can cut that out and you've got a template. So I actually just want a tiny template. So I'm just going to up the top of the mountain, down to the bottom, shoot off sideways, cut the top of the mountain off and back to the point. And that's how I have got my little template cut out. And I've cut one separately out because I want to maybe use the silver side instead of the gold side. So with the rest of this, I'm just going to fold it in half. And I'm going to cut myself out like a shooting star. So I'm going to put my little star template on, put it on the other way up. I'm going to draw around it with my skewer. Let's see if I can pull you in a bit. So I'm just going to draw around with my skewer to make a mark in the foil. And if you've made your template out of paper or a bit of cardboard, it's exactly the same. You could use some kitchen foil if you didn't have the chocolate wrapper. The chocolate wrapper is quite thin, which I thought would work well. So I've got my little star shape there, and now I'm just going to add on like a shooting star tail. So I'm just going to go out like that and make a shooting star tail. And I'm going to cut that out in the double paper. Put that to one side. I'll not crumple it up in case I need it some more. And now I can either have a silver star or a gold star. I'm going to just lay a little wooden skewer on top of my star. I'm just going to put a touch of glue and I'm going to sandwich the skewer in between the 2 layers of foil. It doesn't need much. Just put my point there. And I'll put another bit of gold. There we are. And I'm going to put my silver star on top of there, so it has a silver star with a gold tail. Okay, so I've now got a bunny shooting star. So I'm going to leave that for the glue to dry. And the next thing is to just frost these cranberries and blueberries up. And I'm going to do that with just a little bit of leftover egg white from my royal icing. So I'm just going to dip into the egg white's been a little bit whisked up, so it's a little bit, you know, not gloopy. I'm just going to go in and just going to, don't want them all covered, I just want them a little bit here and there. And I'm going to sprinkle on some caster sugar, like that. and I'm going to roll them round in it. And so now they will dry. It's not as perfect a finish as the proper frosting with the syrup, but it's going to look fine. And this is a last minute thing. So I'm going to lie them out on a plate with some greaseproof paper. And they can just dry. You can hasten the drying up by putting them somewhere warm, maybe by the radiator or something, but it's not going to bother. The sugar's not going to melt off them or anything like that. And I'm going to leave some of these to be shredded up, but I actually thought, oh, they would make a really pretty Christmas tree. So I've just got a toothpick here, and I'm going to gather up some of my little short pieces of rosemary. Just have them all facing downwards, like that. Maybe I don't need very many even. I think these are about 3 inches long or so. I've maybe got 5 or 6 pieces there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put my toothpick up the middle, and I'm going to wrap the silver string tightly round the top, and then tie a couple of knots. And I've got a cute little Christmas tree shape. And now I'm going to do exactly the same as with the cranberries. I'm just going to take my brush, and I'm going to just give the top of this a bit of a brush with the egg white. Don't want it totally coated or anything. I can hold on to my cocktail stick. Okay. And I'm just going to hold it over the bowl and shake some of the caster sugar on it. A little bit more maybe. Well, I don't need it to be too much. A bit more. Shake off the excess. Well, it's a perfectly acceptable looking Christmas tree. So that's going to go over with the cranberries and the blueberries just to dry off a little bit. And my cake's back in. And all I've done for the sides is just put some Hessian ribbon round and a bit of silver ribbon and tied it with some Christmas string that came last year on a parcel. Nothing too dreadful. So now, to make my decoration, I want to have a wreath, and originally was going to put the pieces of rosemary round. Actually, I didn't like it. It was just a bit too much. And so what I'm doing is I'm actually taking the leaves off the rosemary so that they're all separate. And you get tiny little pieces. And I'm just going to sprinkle them round like that. I don't want it to be overdone. Sometimes, of course, Christmas is a time for putting everything over the top, and it's all, more is more. But sometimes you just don't need it, and a little bit of something simple works just as well, if not better. So again, I'm just stripping them off. Can pull some separate. That's lovely. So now I just bring my other things back in and put the rest of it together. So now I can start and just make my little decorations. A little bit of trimming at the bottom, just to make it sit nicely. Yeah, so I've just trimmed the bottoms off a bit. There we go, one Christmas tree. And then my cranberries can just be placed on. with the old blueberry as well. So simple. Red and green always look pretty decent for Christmas colours or festive colours. And do I want a little pile here maybe? Actually, maybe I should have just made more. I think I could have had 3 little Christmas trees there. Maybe I don't want them. Maybe I'm going to move him into the middle. And oh, it looks pretty. And all I need now is to put my shooting star, decide how tall I would like it to be. You can wrap the end of the skewer in a bit of cling film or a bit of foil if you're worried about it, but it doesn't bother me particularly. Oh, I think that looks pretty decent. I'm going to show you a long view. I've ended up bringing it in the dining room. There was too much background of the kitchen to show everything off. So I think the little star looks pretty shining above the Christmas tree, and really it was just half a dozen little sprigs of rosemary upside down and tied together. A little bit of egg white and caster sugar makes a lovely sparkly finish. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.